Okay, let me share screen. Right, while waiting for Jared to come in, maybe I'll just go through the learning objectives of today. Okay, I think today's content is I think should be quite brief because of the components that we're covering today. We are covering grammar, MCQ, vocabulary MCQ, which are found in your section A of your paper 2. Synthesis and transformation is found in section B of your paper 2. Right? So we will be going through all three components today, but as you can see, the components are relatively short. So if we have extra time in between lessons, then we can have a short game. Okay? So that's our plan for today. Okay, Jara is here. All right, everyone is here. Very good. Okay, done. All right. Yeah. So Jara, I was just saying that today's components are relatively short because they're all MCQs, and then we are also doing synthesis and transformation. Okay, so if in between we have some time, then we can have some short game. Okay. All right. Now, for L's sake, because it's L's first lesson with us, okay, the rest of them, even though Hao Xuan or Ivan is his first English lesson, but he's been with me for science lesson as well. Okay, so some house rules, I'm just going to go through. Oh, it's not your first for English? Yeah, it's your first for English, but it's not your first with 88, right? Tuition? Yeah? Okay, so anyway, a few house rules for L. Turn on your video, which I think all of you did a great job. You're supposed to mute your microphone as well for one simple reason. Because if everyone were to turn on your microphone, then there's going to be a lot of background sounds and it's very disruptive for the class, yeah? If you want to ask a question, you can type in the chat function, right? On and off, I will take a look at what you've typed in the chat, okay? But chat function is not immediate. So if you really have something very urgent that you want to raise or a question you want to ask, you can also click on the reaction button and raise your hands. So when you raise your hands, you'll be prioritized to the front. And then after that, I will get you to answer the question. Okay? Then what else? Okay, if you need to go toilet, go ahead. Okay, I will not stop you from going toilet. Okay, I think that's a basic human need. Okay, so please go ahead if you need to go toilet. Yeah. Maybe for out of courtesy, maybe just inform. You can just type in the chat, teacher, I'm going toilet or something. Okay. Yeah. So all in all, just be mindful, be respectful to everybody here. Yeah. Okay, let's go through grammar MCQs first. The first one. Okay, I've seen your assignments. Most of you did okay for grammar MCQ and vocab. I think what you guys struggle more with would be your synthesis and transformation, okay, which we'll cover later. Now, first question, some of my friends crazy what the BTS rock band. Any of you know what BTS is? Yes, Jara? Jara, raise your hand, right? What's the answer?
About.
Yes, very good. Okay, they're crazy about something. Okay, so BTS, I think is, if I'm not wrong, is a Korean boy band, right? So when you say you're crazy, it's usually about something. Okay, so crazy about something. It's just like collocations whereby it comes together. So crazy about basically indicates like concerning. Okay, it's like on the subject of. Or concerning. Okay, so they are crazy on the subject of. Okay, because the meaning of about is on the subject of, right? So they're crazy on the subject of BTS rock band. Yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Daisy had a very bad experience. What a cat. When she was only 8. Anyone? Okay, Ivan.
Oh.
Yes. Wait, off, is it off? Not really. When we talk about experience, okay, when we talk about experience, it's not really off. Grace, you want to try?
With.
Yes. Okay, because when it comes to an experience, it's experience with, right? When you have an experience, it's usually with something. But of course, of is used in other contexts, not experience, right? Are you mindful of the rules in school, right? Are you mindful of? So there are certain words that just belong together. So in this case, when we talk about experience, it's always, I had a bad experience with something, okay? Because you have experienced it before, you have actually gone through the process of it. So when it comes to experience, it's always with, okay, your experience. How was your experience with Miss Shirley, for example? How was your experience learning with Miss Shirley? So it is like more like a practical contact with or an observation of facts, or it can be an event that leaves an impression on someone. Obviously, it is a bad experience, so it definitely left an impression, but probably a bad impression. Okay, with the cats. Yeah. Okay, now next one. The little girl. The little girl is hopping happily. What the wooden wharf on the water. Firstly, what is a wharf? Do you know what's a wharf? Maybe I'll show you photos of it, then you know. Okay, so is this wooden thing here? It's not the boats, yeah. It's not the yacht. It's this one. This is like a fisherman's wharf. Okay, this one. So it's like the quayside area to which the ship will dock to unload and load things. Yeah. So this is a wharf. Okay. Right. So in this case, the little girl is hopping happily what the wooden wharf on the water. So since it's a wharf, what do you think? Yes, Jara.
Over.
Oh, no, over means that the wharf is here. Okay, I know I can't really draw, but let me just show you. If this is the wall, she jumped over, it means that she jumped from the water into the other side. Okay, Ivan, you want to try, Ivan?
Across.
Same thing, across is also somewhat similar to over. When you go across something. Okay, so instead of across, maybe Grace.
Along.
Yes, it's just like a pavement, right? Along the pavement. So this girl was skipping along the wharf. Okay, so she was like skipping, 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 skipping along the wharf. Okay, so this one is basically it's talking about prepositions, right? How do you perceive it? Of course, a wharf you can't go across it or over it. That means you jump over it. Okay, so you have to somehow look at the context, see what they're referring to. Okay, so of course, like along basically means that you are moving. Okay. Sometimes students get confused, right? So it's moving in a constant direction. On a road or a path, or of course, in this context, it's actually a wharf. It seems somewhat similar to like a path also, right? A wharf. Okay. Then, of course, when we talk about a cross, okay, a cross basically means that you are really going from one side to another. That's why when someone said across, it's actually from this side to the other side. then you can't. It doesn't make sense for you to jump across the wooden wharf. That means you will fall into the water. Okay, from one side to another. And of course, through is usually referring to tunnels when you're going through like a hollow path. Okay, it's usually also from one side to another, but it's usually through an opening or a channel or a tunnel, basically. Okay, through, right? From one side, there's an opening, there's a hollow opening, and then you go through. Okay, and over, of course, over is actually somewhat similar to across. When you go over something, it's basically extending directly upwards from. So over. Okay, so you are extending directly upwards from. Okay, so of course, all these, I think along would be the best. Yeah, good try though. I think it's a little bit confusing. That's why some of you did not get it right the first time. Yeah, so that's why I'm going through a little bit more in detail. Okay, now next one. Let's take the escalator down the basement. I think this one should be quite straightforward. Let's take the escalator down. Yes, Ivan?
2.
Very good. Okay, let's take it down to the basement. Yes, because there is a direction when we go to somewhere, right? It's a direction we are going to the basement. Yeah, so B. Good. Okay, now next one. A Chinese doctor wants what? Some research to show how ancient remedies are changing modern medicines. So all these are actually what we call your phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs, they have your verb and then they have a preposition at the back. When you change the preposition, the meaning changes as well. Okay, so what do we mean by carried on? Carried on means to continue an activity. Okay, so if we are to continue an activity, you carry on an activity, or some people just behave in a particular way. You can carry on with your behavior, carry on. So you behave, so there are two meanings to it, yeah, in a particular way. Okay, now carried out is somewhat actually different from carry on, because carry on means you continuously do something repetitively. Okay, but if I were to say carry out something, you are actually performing a task. Okay, you are performing a task. Maybe you want to carry out a research or something, right? So I think by now we know that, oh, the answer should be B, because the Chinese doctor is trying to perform a task. And what task is he performing? He's actually performing some research to show, he wants to prove that, those ancient remedies actually can help, in changing modern medicines, yeah? Okay, now next one is carry off. Carry off can mean two things. Carry off can mean to really carry someone off. You take someone away by force. Okay, so carried him off. He carried him off. So this one can be take someone or something by force. He carried him off the stage. Okay. Sometimes carry off can also mean, okay, there's a second meaning to it. It basically means to win a prize. He could not have carried it off without help. That means he could not have won without help, right? Or you can say that she failed to carry off the gold medal. So she failed to win the gold medal, right? She failed to carry off the gold medal. All right, okay, and then after that, the last one, the last phrasal verb over there, carry over. Okay, carry over is actually also literally, you can mean that you carry something over, right? That means you extend something beyond the